The full How to Play It Today breakdown is linked in the description on theircheck.com. The shorter version is this: Aidyn Chronicles. The First Mage is one of those games that sounds more appealing in theory than it is in practice. A big 3D RPG on Nintendo 64. Interesting. A smooth recommendation for most players in 2026. No, the reason to care about Aidyn Chronicles today is simple. The N64 barely has games like this. It is an ambitious Western-style RPG on a platform better known for platformers, racers, shooters, and Nintendo's own first-party experiments. If you are specifically interested in strange console RPG history, or the weird edges of the Nintendo 64 library, there is a real reason to look at it. But that is not the same thing as saying you should play it. For most modern players, this is hard to recommend. Not because it lacks ambition, but because ambition is not enough when the route to play it legally is awkward and the game itself asks for a lot of patience. Slow combat, frequent misses, long fights, slow travel, and a sluggish opening rhythm are not minor wrinkles here. They are the texture of the experience. So the audience is narrow. If you are an N64 RPG enthusiast, a purist, or someone who wants to understand how far developers tried to push the machine, Aidyn Chronicles has value. If you just want a good convenient old RPG to start tonight, skip it. If you mainly want an official, low-friction N64 RPG experience, Paper Mario is the much easier recommendation. Now, how do you actually play Aidyn Chronicles legally today? There is no good mainstream modern option confirmed here. No clearly verified official digital release, no verified remake, no remaster, no collection, and it is not the obvious Nintendo 64 Classics answer on Switch Online. That leaves the original Nintendo 64 release as the clean recommendation for purists. An original cartridge, original hardware, and a controller park for saving. The controller park part matters. This is not a modern, boot it up and rely on cloud saves situation. If you are trying to play the original properly, saving is part of the setup. There is also an expansion pack related visual mode associated with the original hardware experience, but that does not change the recommendation for most people. It is a purist detail, not a rescue mission. So why is the original N64 version the version to start with? Because it is not competing with a better official version. That is the whole problem. This is not a case where the original is charming, but the remaster is smarter. It is not a case where a subscription version gives you save states, convenience, and easy access. There is no distinct low friction path to point most players toward. That makes the recommendation unusually blunt. The best current option is also the inconvenient. One original hardware is not recommended because it is perfect. It is recommended because it is the legal route that actually exists in a meaningful way. There are revision curiosity searches around things like Rev A and version 1.1. But that is not strong enough to change the buying advice. Unless you are already the kind of person who cares about cartridge revisions, do not let that become the main decision. The bigger question is whether you should start at all. Here is what a first-time player needs to know. Aidyn Chronicles is not a breezy curiosity. Expect friction early. Expect combat that can feel slow and unrewarding. Expect encounters where misses and pacing make battles drag. Expect movement and travel to feel heavy compared with modern RPG habits. And expect the game to explain less than you probably want. That does not mean you need a full walkthrough from minute 1, but you do need the right mindset. Save properly. Be patient with the opening hours. Do not expect modern onboarding. And if the combat rhythm annoys you immediately, that is not just a rough first impression. That is probably your answer. This is where the game's value and its problem are basically the same thing. Aidyn Chronicles is fascinating because it is an odd, ambitious N64 RPG. It is hard to recommend because playing an odd, ambitious N64 RPG is not automatically a good use of your time. So the final call is selective. For most players, skip it. For N64 obsessives and RPG archaeologists, play it legally on original hardware and go in with your expectations under control. Aidyn Chronicles is not a hidden must-play. It is a difficult curiosity, and that distinction matters.